Hey friends, in today's video I'm showing you how I created this look. I'm 42 years old, I love makeup, I always want to look put together when I leave the house, but I don't have a lot of time, and this is kind of my go-to signature look. So if you are like me and you want to look pulled together and polished, but you don't have a lot of time, then this video is for you. Let's go. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Real quick housekeeping. Everything that I'm going to be using in today's video, you can shop at ultabeauty.com. I'm going to list everything down below in the description box along with shade names. I did team up with Ulta Beauty because they are kicking off their 21 Days of Beauty event. It starts today and it runs through March 27th. If you're not familiar with this event, this is a huge event in the beauty community. They have daily deals at Ulta Beauty in store and online where you can get 50% off some amazing brands and products. 50% off each day. There's a new selection of products. In addition to that, they have weekly deals. So there are products that are 50% off for an entire week. So I encourage you to check the description box down below. I'll have more information. And I'm going to call out in this video products that I'm using that are part of the 21 Days of Beauty event, and specifically products that are just 50% off today, March 7th. So if you're watching this video on that date, make sure you shop it. And then I am going to sprinkle in some other products that you can pick up later throughout the event. So let's go ahead and get started. I just have my skincare on. I have my Elastin Hydratant, my tinted SPF, but I'm going to go in and I'm going to apply the Anastasia Beverly Hills Beauty Balm Stick. This is 50% off today through the 21 Days of Beauty event. And I have 3 shades here, but I'm going to go in with the shade 6. So this product is pretty unique. It is not a foundation stick. It is a beauty balm stick. So it actually has skincare ingredients. It's kind of like a tint of color with skincare infused in it. It gives a very sheer light coverage and it gives a very glowy finish. So I'm actually going to use this today in combination with an Anastasia foundation, the brand new Impeccable Blurring Foundation. But I'm going to use this first just to give myself a little bit of coverage, a little bit of hydration so that I can use less of the foundation, because the foundation is a full coverage foundation. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to take my foundation brush. I'm just going to spread this across the skin. Again, the coverage on this is very light and sheer. This product is really great if you have dry skin or if you like a very natural light coverage. And of course, you can use it in combination with the foundation like I'm doing today. And this, as a reminder, you guys, is 50% off today. 50% off. So really, really great deal on this specific product. What I love about more sheer products like this is that the shade range is very flexible. So it alleviates some of the pressure of like picking the perfect right shade, because it's very likely that several shades will work for you because it's not a very heavily pigmented product. Oh, so good. Okay, perfect. Okay, next I'm going to go in and I'm going to apply my foundation. I'm going to go in with the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Impeccable Blurring Foundation. I bought this when it launched a few weeks ago and I've really been enjoying it. It is a full coverage foundation. It does have a soft matte finish and it's very, very long wearing. So because I applied the Beauty Balm Stick, it's going to allow me to use less of this product. And I'm actually going to take my finger first just to kind of do light little dots. And I'm going to do one side at a time, because it does dry down a little bit quicker, so I don't want to apply it all over the face and then have it dry before I get time to blend it out. And if you notice, I'm really spreading this product, really spreading it around so that I get an even application, and then I'm going to go in and bounce my brush on top of it to finish and blend it out. If you're looking for a very long wearing foundation that gives great coverage and that has a matte finish, this one is good. So I had a BBL treatment yesterday, broadband light, I'm pretty sure is what that stands for. It addresses pigmentation on the skin. So you might see some spots on my face that are darker because I had the treatment yesterday and it really pulls up that pigment. So for a few days, those dark spots are really dark and then they go away. So I wanted a foundation that's a little more coverage today to make sure I can cover that up. Now, I'm not sure the specific title of this video yet. Obviously, by the time this goes up, you will see the title, but I was really kind of like playing with the idea of, you know, not a minimal makeup, but not a full glam makeup, somewhere in between. That's really kind of the style of makeup I wear these days. I wear very simple, easy, not a whole lot of steps to my makeup, but it's not light enough to be considered like minimal or no makeup, you know? It's somewhere in between. For those of you that don't know, I'm 42 years old. So if you are looking for, you know, advice from someone in their 40s whose skin is changing, you know, that's something I speak to a lot here on my channel. I definitely have noticed my skin over the last few years really dramatically changing, specifically feeling more dehydrated and dry. And of course, you know, the signs of aging and kind of more texture on the skin have been more front and center for me. So I'm always looking for skincare products, foundation products, complexion products that can work well on skin with those issues. Now I'm gonna apply a little bit on my forehead, not much, because again, I don't need a lot. It looks like I applied a lot, but those dots are very, very sheer. Perfect. And remember, you guys, I'm going to link everything with the shade names down in the description box. Everything can be purchased online at Ulta Beauty. Ulta Beauty is one of my favorite places to shop for makeup, as I'm sure it is many of yours as well. What I love about it is I love that you can go in store and you can shop. And on one side of the store, you can shop very affordable kind of mass beauty products and brands. And on the other side, you can shop more prestige and a different price point of products and brands. I also love that you can shop online, pick up in store, or in some cases do same day delivery. Can we just like give Ulta Beauty a round of applause for having the best rewards program out there, period? I have a fun little story. I wasn't like aware of how good the beauty program was at Ulta Beauty. When you shop, you accumulate points and then you can use those points for, you know, different perks. And one day I went to Ulta Beauty and I shopped, and I think my cart was like $340 or something. It was up really high up there. And the lady behind the register said, "Oh, ma'am, you have X amount of points. Would you like to use them for $160 off your purchase today?" And I looked at her and I was like, "What? Can you say that again?" And she goes, "Yeah, you can use them for $160 off your purchase today." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you serious?" Of course, yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, what? I don't know where I have been. I have been under a rock apparently, but I'm just gonna say that is the best rewards program in the beauty industry. Okay, let's go in with concealer. I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer Super Coverage. This is part of the 21 Days of Beauty. It's not today, but I'll have it listed down below in the description box with the date that you can pick this up at 50% off. And I have the shade Nude. And I'm gonna apply a little bit right here in the inner corner and a little bit out here in the outer corner. This color has a really beautiful peach tone to it, so it's really great for neutralizing and canceling out darkness. And I'm going to just kind of blend those two corners together so that I have that product all the way under the eye in full coverage. Then I'm gonna go and kind of dry clean my brush, which is basically just removing any excess onto a towel. When it comes to concealer, you guys know less is more. So 9 times out of 10, I over apply concealer. And doing this little trick, like, let me actually show you guys what I'm getting off on this. So I just have this little paper towel here and I just wiped off the excess. So this just came off of my brush. I'm just removing that excess so I don't have more concealer than I need. Then I'm just gonna go and press underneath the eye to blend this out. And I really like to pull the concealer up here at the temple to kind of give the eye a lifted look. It really kind of lifts the whole face, to be honest. And then I'm gonna take any excess here in the inner corner and we're gonna sweep it onto the eyelid and then underneath the brow. This concealer is very full coverage, but I like that it has a very natural finish to it, so it doesn't really look heavy. Now, I like to apply my foundation first. If you notice, concealer is always after foundation for me. And the reason for that is because concealer is our most pigmented, full coverage, heaviest product that we use. It's more pigmented and full coverage than foundations, and it's deliberately intended to be that way. So if you go in with concealer first before you've applied your foundation, you're very likely to apply concealer in areas that you don't really need it. You'll apply it in areas that foundation could have covered it alone. And so for me, you know, being 42, my goal is to apply as much makeup as I feel like I need, but not more than that. I might use a lot of products, but I always say to people, I use a lot of little bitty layers of makeup. So maybe I have 15 products on my face, but I don't want it to feel and look like I have 15 products. I want those layers to be very, very light. It's just, one, it just looks more flattering. The makeup just looks prettier. And two, especially as we get older, the more products you have and the heavier products you have, the more it's going to accentuate that texture and magnify. And quite honestly, look worse than just not having anything at all, in my opinion. So I like to really keep my layers light and sheer, and I really take my time with my concealer, blending it out, dry clean it in between, and then going over one more time to just lift up any excess product. The foundation, the concealer, everything is perfected. I feel like I have full coverage, but I don't feel like I look and feel like I have a lot of coverage. One of my favorite brow gels, definitely top 3 brow gels. I've used this product for probably more than a decade, and it is 50% off today through the 21 Days of Beauty event. It is the Benefit Gimme Brow Gel. This is a fiber gel. It has little bitty fibers, so it actually gives volume to the brow. If you're someone that doesn't have a lot of hair on the brow, this will really give the illusion of more hair. And I already have my brows drawn in with a pencil. I use the Benefit Precisely Brow. Now I'm just gonna go in with this gel to give it a little bit more fluff. This is 50% off. Highly recommend this. It's a great gel, again, to add volume, but also keep the hairs in place and kind of have some control throughout the day. So love, love that. Okay, let's go ahead and set everything. I'm going to use the ColourPop Pretty Fresh pressed powder to set my foundation and underneath my eyes, the concealer. This powder is a nice, light, sheer pressed powder. Like a silky texture to it. It's gonna softly mattify the skin, but it's not a really like matte heavy powder at all. It's soft enough and light enough to apply underneath the eyes. First, I'm gonna go in on the forehead just so I can get the bulk of the powder off the brush. Then I'm gonna go underneath the eye with whatever's left over. I never like to really start from picking up powder and going directly underneath the eye because again, the eye is where we tend to have the most texture and signs of aging, fine lines, creases, wrinkles. And if you over apply powder, just like concealer and foundation, it can just magnify that. So I like to kind of take my brush into the product and then take it somewhere else on the face to get most of that off and then go underneath my eyes to use whatever's left. That just prevents me from over applying powder. And I like to powder really in the center of the face first. And I always apply it right here in these little smile lines because that's where I tend to have foundation that'll migrate and settle there. So I'm just trying to set that. And then I might decide to go back and powder here later, but for now we're just going to powder that area of the face. Then I'm gonna go in and warm the face up, and I'm going in with the L'Oreal Infallible Powder Bronzer. Really lovely formula for a powder bronzer, just exceptional. And I love this color. This is the color 300 Light Medium. It's just a very like velvety powder, very consistent, easy to blend out. So I wanna ask you guys a question. I would love your feedback in the comment section. I would love to know, what are your biggest like skin issues, or foundation issues, I should say, more so that. Like, what problems do you have the most when it comes to applying foundation? Let me know. I'm looking for ideas for foundation specific videos, and I would love to know like what are the most common problems you have with foundation. Okay, I'm just gonna sweep a little bit of this in the forehead as well, just kind of give some warmth to the skin. Perfect. And then I am gonna take a little bit and just kind of dust it on the side of the nose. I'm not contouring at all, I'm just kind of pulling that warmth in so it just looks a little more natural. And it's giving a little bit of shape to the nose, but it's not like really giving a strong contour by any means. Okay, next we're gonna go in and give some color to the cheeks. And this product is 50% off today for the 21 Days of Beauty event at Ulta Beauty. Again, it's just today. So grab this for 50% off. Hopefully you're watching this video the day that this goes live. I'm gonna upload this early in the morning to give you guys the most time. But these are the Nars Afterglow Liquid Blushes. I have 3 shades here. I'm gonna swatch them all and then we're gonna decide which shade. I have the famous shade that everyone knows about, the shade Orgasm, which is a really beautiful, soft, peachy pink. That's the Orgasm right there. And then I have the shade Behave. This one's nice. This one's a little more rosy, a little less peach. I think this is the one I'm gonna use actually. This is Behave right here. These are liquid blushes. They're very like sheer and easy to work with and blend out and really sheer out. They're really pretty even if you don't wear any foundation. Like, there are a few types of blush formulas I feel that work when you don't have foundation on the skin, and they need to be products that are sheer. So cream or liquids usually work best. But again, you can't work with a product that's too pigmented if you don't have foundation on because it just looks odd, you know? These work because you can really sheer them out. This is the shade Brazen. So this is more of like a bright coral shade. So we're gonna go in with the shade Behave. That's what we're gonna use today. And I am actually going to apply it to the back of my hand like I just did. And I'm gonna go in with my brush from the back of my hand. I just like to apply liquid blushes that way. Even though this one is easy to work with because it's really easy to blend and it's sheer, I just like to do that because sometimes we can disrupt the makeup down below if we put dots, or if it dries too quickly before we have time to blend it out, you might end up with one area that's just like kind of stuck there and it's not fully blending out. So doing this, applying it to your hand and then going with the brush just gives you a lot more control and a prettier blend in my opinion. And I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna use the long part of the brush here, the fibers on the longest part of the brush, and I'm really gonna work it in, kind of pre-blend it. And we are gonna just pop it right here, kind of like the apple of the cheek, but a little further back. And I'm just gonna bounce my brush to move the product where I want it and to blend it out. This gives a really glowy finish to the skin. It gives a wet, kind of glowy finish to the skin. Really, really beautiful. You can layer this blush if you want more color, but I'm gonna keep it kind of light for now. I find that I usually keep my blush light and then I'll go and do my eye makeup and then I'll go back and add if I feel like I need more. But really beautiful blush formula for a youthful, kind of healthy, glow to the cheeks. Very, very pretty, very easy to work with. One of the easiest liquid blushes in my opinion, just because it's not super pigmented and it's very easy to blend out. And again, these are 50% off right now, you guys. Today only 50% off, so don't wait. I'm gonna go back here and add a little more. Oh, they're so pretty. Honestly, these blushes are so easy to apply. You could just apply with your fingers, and that's coming from me because you know I love my brushes. It's a very easy product to apply. So, so easy. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to eyes. I'm gonna keep the eyes pretty simple. I'm gonna use these liquid eyeshadows from About Face. They're eye paints. I have two shades here. I'm not gonna use them both. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use the matte one, but I do wanna swatch them both for you because these are part of the 21 Days of Beauty event. You can grab these at 50% off. Not today, but I will have the date listed down below if you want to mark your calendar and grab these when they're 50% off. I really like this brand, About Face. I've tried these. I've tried their foundation, which is really nice. That actually might be all I've tried, but I do like what I've tried. These are really nice, you guys. They're liquid eyeshadow paints, very long wearing. I love this color. Grab this color. This is the shade Capulets. So good. It actually reminds me of Lisa Eldridge liquid eyeshadow that I have, like exactly almost. And this is the shade Fracture. This has a little bit of a shimmer to it. Yeah, this one is definitely more shimmery. It's like this really pretty bronze. That is the shade Fracture. So Fracture is the shimmery bronze and Capulets is the matte. I'm just gonna use a fluffy crease brush to blend this out, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of this. This is very pigmented, so I don't wanna over apply. And so I'm just gonna kind of start with a little swatch in the center of the lid, and I'm gonna kind of work quickly. So I'm just gonna kind of spread this out. I might go back and add a little bit more, but yeah, look at that. Oh, it's so good. This is so good. Now you can always layer shadow on top of this and use this as like an eye primer, but honestly, why? You know, these are beautiful. Wear them alone. Keep your makeup simple. I'm actually going to use this as my all over lid color, and then I might pop a little bit of my bronzer in my crease just to give some definition, but we're keeping this eye look very, very simple. Yeah, this color is a must. You must grab this. This is not 50% off today, but it will be. So I'm going to mark the date down below when you can grab this, and grab this. It is so, so good, you guys. Come back to this video and get it. So good. Really beautiful color for eyes that are green, blue, or amber, or brown with a little gold in it. It's really gonna pull that out. So pretty. And again, you can go so many directions from here. You can add a darker color in your crease. You can add a little shimmer on the lid. You can do so much. Again, we're gonna keep this look pretty simple. That's what I promised you. I promised you somewhere between minimal makeup and full glam, right? The idea is just like a really easy look that you can go to every single day. So I'm gonna grab my bronzer. I'm gonna take the same brush. I don't know if you noticed, but I did dry clean this brush, meaning I removed a lot of that liquid eyeshadow off of it. And then I'm going in here. I'm using the tip of the brush, and we're just gonna do a little wash of this in the crease. And honestly, this is gonna be very close to the color of the liquid eyeshadow, but it being a powder allows me to really like kind of diffuse it and get just a really beautiful blend. And then next we're gonna take the same bronzer, and we're gonna take a small brush, and we're gonna run this bronzer on my lower lash line. This is one of my favorite little hacks for minimal makeup, is using your bronzer on your eyes. Your bronzer is the perfect color for eyes, for like a transitional shade, because it's a little bit darker than your skin tone, but not too dark. And usually it's matte, right? But even if your bronzer has a little shimmer, we don't really find really frosty bronzers, right? When you're working in creating definition in the crease of your eye, you don't want anything really frosty. You either want it to be matte or very like subtle shimmer, subtle pearl. Ideally, you want it to be matte though. I'm excited to share this liner because this is going to be part of the 21 Days of Beauty event. Not today, but again, the date will be listed below. These are the Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Liner Sticks. These are not the cream shadow sticks. These are more like liner. This is what it looks like. So it's a little bigger than like your traditional eyeliner. Love Bobbi Brown. I think Bobbi Brown just really is such an exceptional cosmetics brand that maybe we don't see talked about a whole lot. It's not like one of these hot new trending brands, but they just make some really exceptional products. I love their cream shadow sticks. That's my favorite formula for a cream shadow stick. And these are really nice too. Very creamy, very pigmented. I'm gonna start right here on the outer half of my eye and just create a little line here. These are so soft, which makes them very easy to apply. I don't have to put a lot of pressure. And I'm just gonna create this line. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I do wanna layer that line up a little bit so that there's extra product there that I can then like move and spread. And I'm gonna go in with my smudge brush, and I'm just gonna go right over this. And I'm kind of working quickly, if you notice, before this has time to dry, because as you know, once these liners dry, they stay in place. They don't really budge. And I do want to smudge this out and kind of smoke it out at first. So I need to work with it before it dries. So for that reason, I like to do one eye at a time. And I'm really just working the smudge brush on top of it. You know, there's no really technique here, you guys. I'm really just pressing this brush in and just smoking that line up. And then I'm kind of pulling it up in the outer corner. I think the beauty of this technique is it doesn't have to be perfect and it doesn't take any skill. It really doesn't. It just gives you this really pretty, sultry, smoky line that's so easy to apply. And again, this line, do you see how messy that is? Like, come in close and see how messy that is. Okay, so don't stress about it. It's very easy. You take your brush and you just work it and smoke it out and just kind of make it look very intentional. And I'm actually gonna keep my lower lash line very clean. We're gonna keep that bronzer down there, but I'm not gonna go add any liner because the liner here is kind of dramatic, right? It's dark, it's thick, it's smoky. I don't wanna add anything and I don't need to add anything on the lower lash line at all. Let's go ahead and add mascara. By the way, again, don't forget to note this will be on the 21 Days of Beauty event. Not today, but throughout the event. I'll have the details in the description box, so if you wanna get this at 50% off, you can. Okay, let's go in and add mascara. I'm gonna be using my current, can I call this a current favorite? New mascara from L'Oreal. This is the Paradise Big Deal mascara. And you're gonna see right now why I love this mascara. It just gives length, volume, all the things, and it builds quickly. And it's really easy to apply. I love the wand. It's not messy at all. This mascara has a smoothing technology to it, so it keeps just a really smooth look to the lashes. Perfect. Look at that. Do you see how quickly that built? No primer, just this mascara. That's all I used. This is a good one, you guys. If you haven't grabbed this, grab it. Perfect. Okay, look at that lash. It is so good. I'm going to put a tiny bit on the lower lash line. Not much, because again, I don't want a heavy lower lash line. I just want it to look balanced. So I need something down there. If you ever feel like you over apply your mascara on your lower lash line, let it dry or take a clean spoolie. So I keep a little, you can get these on Amazon. They're little mascara ones, disposable mascara ones, or you can use the back of your eyebrow pencil. Those usually have one as well. You can just run this to like soften if you've applied too much mascara. You can do this on the upper lashes too. I like a heavier lash, so we're gonna leave it there. Let's move on to lips. We're gonna keep the lips light. I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk liner. Okay, and I have a little lip balm. I'm gonna kind of remove it. Whenever you have lip balm or something like emollient on your lips, it's great to do that before your makeup because it hydrates your lips and plumps them up. But I always like to remove it when I'm applying lip liner, especially a lighter lip liner, because it works as a barrier and sometimes it's difficult for that liner to really grip onto the lip. And I'm gonna kind of fill the lip in. This liner is pretty much my lip color, just a little bit better. So I'm gonna fill the entire lip in because the lip product that I'm gonna use isn't super long wearing. It's beautiful, it's glossy, it's pigmented, but it doesn't stay on the lips forever. So I want something on my lips so that when this fades, I still have some color. I'm going in with the Tarte Lip Vinyl, and this is the shade Sheer Iris. And I'm just gonna kind of blot it on the lip. This formula is very, very soft. So I try not to swipe it because sometimes I end up with chunks on the lip, and so I just like to blot it. This is one of my favorite formulas, the Maracuja Juicy Lips. High shine, sheer color. So this is the finished look. Very simple, clean, chic, not full glam, but definitely not minimal makeup, somewhere in between. A really great go-to everyday look. Again, I'm gonna have all the products that I use listed in the description box. I will make a notation of what are part of the Ulta Beauty 21 Days of Beauty event, specifically the ones that you can grab today at 50% off, and then the ones that are scheduled later throughout the event, I will leave the date that you can mark your calendars to shop those if you want to grab those as well. In addition, I'll have everything else that I used. Oh, quickly, there were two other products that I wanted to call out that are part of the 21 Days of Beauty event that I highly recommend. They're skincare products. The Beekman 1802 Advanced Aging Cream is so good. It's a really rich, beautiful moisturizer. Love this product. Highly recommend for all skin types. Like I said, I have dry, dehydrated skin, and this one is really, really nice. So love this, and you can grab this at 50% off. Everyone needs to stock up on skincare. No one wants to run out of that. And then the Clinque Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. If you like a cleansing balm that removes everything, this is great. Cleansing balms are great to like double cleanse the skin. So use this as like your makeup remover and then go in afterwards with your facial cleanser. This is one of the best. It really just emulsifies and breaks down everything. Use it on dry skin first, like apply it to the dry skin. Really, you know, work it in, get everything off, and then take a warm cloth and kind of remove everything. Such a good one too. And you can grab this at 50% off throughout the event. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Let me know if you have any questions. And again, let me know your biggest foundation issues, complaints, struggles, things you need help with. All right, you guys, I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.